You mentioned a number of issues there in which the European Union and the United States can work together in climate, trade. Many companies do believe in Europe that this is good. The tariffs are finally going to be over under Biden, but there is an area where we're seeing some tension already, and that is China. You recently signed this investment deal with the Chinese. To some in the US, that took them by surprise, especially given the crackdown in Hong Kong was happening at the same time too. So can you explain the dynamic with the Chinese? And this is going to be a point of friction when it comes to the Biden administration?
So, what China is concerned, we as the European Union, we know exactly on what side of the table we're sitting. We are sitting on the side of the democracies next to our American friends. And indeed, China is a systemic rival when it comes to the way they look at the individual and human rights. And this is a very clear point here that here we join forces with our American friends uh, concerning China. But
So
if we look at our competitor China, so the access to the market, for example, well, the Americans have an economic agreement, the phase one agreement with China. China has with the Asian area its economic agreement, but also with other democracies like Australia, Canada, Switzerland. And therefore, I think it is self-explaining that the European Union negotiated a new economic investment agreement because it's a matter for our investors to have a level playing field and to have access to the Chinese market.
so this is more of a trade relationship, just to emphasize, it's not a political closer ties with China. That's not where you're headed.
We're very clear that we have an ambiguous relationship to China. As I said, a systemic rival, a negotiating partner, for example, when it comes to climate change, fighting climate change. There, this is good. China now has its own goals when it wants to become climate neutral in 2060. We will watch closely whether deeds are following the words, but it's a good to have a cooperating partner there. And as I said, it's a economic competitor, and I think we can live with that.